Welcome to the Cloud Storage Security demo on how to link an account in Azure. So this video will be a walkthrough, step by step, showing the process of linking an account to your CSS console. So the first thing that we need to do is go over the pieces required for this deployment. We'll need our CSS console. We'll need access to Azure, and we will need a file editor of your choice. So right now I'm using VS Code. We will have a bicep deployment that we will ask you to download, unzip, and then there are a couple of parameters that need to be filled out here. So once you have those three things, you'll be good to go. So first thing we do is go to Access Management and manage accounts inside of the console. And if you see this Link Account button, click Link Azure Account underneath it, and you'll see this menu. Now, there are instructions on how to link an Azure account here, but I prefer the help page because it's more verbose. So I have that opened to the side here. I'm going to leave this here for the rest of the video, and we'll use that as a reference. Feel free to open it on your side as well if you would like. So there are four main steps that we need in order to link an Azure account. The first thing is to create a new user managed identity in Azure. You then need to assign that identity permission to create an app registration. You need to run the template that we provide, and then finally you can link the account. So in order to do that, we need to head to Azure, and we need to create a resource group. Click Resource Groups and select Create. And what we'll do here is select the subscription that you would like. I'm going to deploy into QA. I'm going to create a resource group named JL Demo. I'm going to leave my region as East US and proceed. We're going to click Review Create here. Now that the validation has passed, we will click Create. Now that this resource group has been created, we are going to go to it. And inside of this resource group, we are going to create a managed identity. So verifying that we're inside of this resource group, click Create. Search for managed identity in the search bar. And under User Assigned Managed Identity, this is what we're looking for. Just click that and click Create. Make sure your subscription and resource group are as expected. We've just created the JL Demo resource group, and our subscription is in QA. The region is East US, and I'm going to call this JL Demo Identity. That's going to validate, and let's create it. Now we need to grab the resource ID of the identity that we just created. If you see this drop down for deployment details, click this. You should see the identity that you've created. We'll click into that. And if you look at this page here, in the top right corner, there's a button that says JSON View. Click that, and under this resource ID, we need to copy this value. So copy that and put that to the side. We'll be using that later. Now what we're going to do is navigate to Entra ID. Open that in a new tab. In Entra, let's check Manage and head down to Roles and Administrators. We are looking for Application Administrator. So for me, it populates here. You might have to search this up in the bar, but once you find this, please click into that. So what we need to do here, is add an assignment to this role. We've created that JL demo identity from earlier, or whatever your identity is called. Please select that and add that in. So now you have this identity attached to this role. Okay. So now this is where we grab that CSS bicep template that I mentioned earlier. There are two different places to grab it from, either in the help docs here, or you can do it in the link Azure account section of the console, right over here. So just as a refresher on how to get here, you go from configuration to access management, click link account, and link Azure account. You should find this template here. So please download that, unzip it, and open it up in your file editor of choice. Feel free to pause the video for you to do that. And then once you've done that, you can pick back up with me here. Okay, so now that you have this opened, you want to look for the deployment.bicep.param file. There are going to be a few parameters that will change inside of here or add. First of all is the location. I'm deploying it to East US. Feel free to replace with whatever value that, whatever location that you're deploying into. Then we need to grab the CSS application ID. You can grab that from the CSS console. If you look at this menu that we have open up, the link Azure account menu, the ID is right here. So copy that. We're going to paste that here. And we are going to grab the user managed identity ID that we copied earlier. Just as a refresher, in case you don't remember where that is, that's back where we created the managed identity from earlier. And if you click the JSON view, you'll be able to see the resource ID in this section. So copy that and paste that here. Ensure that this parameter is uncommented. We do want to create an app registration secret. So make sure that this is uncommented and the value is true. Now, what we need to do next, don't forget to save the file, is run an AZ login. Sign into the CLI. And select the subscription that you're using. I'm using QA and that's default, so I'm just going to stick with that. Now we need to modify this AZ stack sub create command. What I'll do is I'll just paste it here for reference, modify it, and then remove it. But what we will need to do is replace this section with your stack name. I'm going to call that JL demo stack. And then replace the location with the location that you're deploying into. For me, that is East US. Now I'm going to take this command, make sure that I save this file, and then make sure you are running this command in the same directory as this bicep deployment. Now you take that command, set it off. Now we'll run this command for a few minutes until it's done. I will fast forward the video and then pick back up with you when it's done. deployment is now finished. What we need to do next is go to the stack that this has created, check the outputs, and throw them into our CSS console. So let's do it. So if you remember, my stack was named JL Demo Stack. You'll have to look for your own stack here. But what we need to do is find the subscription, click into it, and then on the left side go down to deployment stacks. Now we will look for the stack that you deployed and click the outputs section. This section now has all of the values that you need in order to link the account. So let's move this window to the side. And fill in those values. Copy the tenant ID over. So remember, this is just the link Azure account section in the CSS console. Copy the tenant ID, copy the subscription ID, copy the app registration client ID, copy the app registration client secret, create a nickname for it, and choose the groups to assign the account to. For me, I just have primary. And once you have all these values filled in, click Test Credentials. We will check to make sure the credentials are valid, and now hit Link Account. Okay. Congratulations, you have linked in your Azure account. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.